To see you again on this wintry January morning. Yes, even wintry in Hawaii. We're having a major windstorm. So if I disappear in the middle, it means my power went out. But hopefully that won't happen.
I hope not as well. Here it's snowing. So it's been snowing most of the night. And so my husband's out clearing snow. That's what he's gonna be doing probably for a while here. But we need it. So it's really nice actually to have the snow.
I'm glad he
Uh,
can do that. That's quite a
yeah,
work.
it is. Yeah. Yeah. So welcome everyone. We're to Harmony and Healing with Cindy and Julia. If this is your first time joining us, we're honored that you're here, and if you join us every week, it's just great to have you here. So, um, yeah, we just thought today we're going to dive into Awaken the Sacred, and so we're just going to have a conversation around what does that mean, to awaken the sacred. So we will begin, as always, our tradition of opening sacred space. And, for us, that's one of the ways that we awaken a sacred is to work in sacred space. So we'll begin with opening sacred space and our Viracocha, our own personal sacred space. And, we just invite you to join us as we open each direction. If you want to just kind of listen to the words, take them in, feel them in your body, and even think about what that means to you, what each direction, each of the archetypes, how you relate to that and what that means for you.
Because I when I do the directions, I'm realizing more and more that I do it as a prayer. It's like a
Mm.
prayer for me. It's like opening that sacred space, opening and awakening the sacredness within myself, honoring the power animals and the archetypes and Father Sky and Mother Earth. It becomes like a prayer. So I invite you to not think of it as just a ritual, but just really feel into it as we do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Love that, Julia. So we're going to turn first to the south. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, beautiful serpent, mother of the waters. Come into our medicine space today and wrap your coils of light and love around us. Help us to release, to shed all of those old ways of being, the old stories, old beliefs that are no longer serving us, so that we can embrace more of the sacred within ourselves. And just help us to really be tender with ourselves as we release, and help us to, just really be connected to the beauty way that you teach so well, to be connected to Pachamama, belly on the earth, to walk in beauty and touch everyone we meet with beauty. We thank you. Aho.
Aho. Now facing the west. Ah, to the winds of the west, Ortarango, mother, sister, brother, jaguars. You who are the king and queen of the jungles, that know and have mastery over the shadows, that know the ways beyond death. I just ask that you come into our medicine space today, teaching us the tools of the luminous warrior, teaching us how to open our own sacredness within ourselves, walking in peace, in truth, impeccability, certainty, non-engagement, and wonderful Urtarango, please imbue us with your courage, you who are so strong, who have no predators. Give us a courage for our walking our pathway today in sacredness. Aho.
Oh, and to the north. To the winds of the north, our ancestors, the ancient ones, the grandmothers and the grandfathers, we honor you who have come before us. We honor you who will come after us, our children's children. Come into our sacred medicine space today. Warm your hands by our fires. Share your ways, your wisdom, your knowledge with us. We thank you. Seawater Kente, Royal Hummingbird. Be with us on our own soul's epic journey. Teach us those ways of inner stillness and that cultivating that peace within, and to only drink from that sweet nectar of life. We thank you for being with us, for teaching us your ways.
Aho. Facing the east, which is behind me. To the winds of the east, to the place of the rising sun that rises in our hearts and our minds, giving us that new hope for a new dawn, a new vision, if we need that in our life today. And thank you, dear Condor, for taking us under your wing, showing us the mysteries of Great Spirit, showing us how to awaken the sacred within ourselves, within our surroundings. And thank you, Eagle, you who take the higher perspective on everything, you who know how to fly above the storms and not get caught in the tangles and the details below. And then taking that higher perspective and allowing us to see those obstacles as opportunities as we truly awaken that sacred energy in us. Oh.
And to Pachamama, our divine Mother Earth, Gaia. Beloved Mother Earth, we thank you. Thank you so much for all you provide, for your grounding, for your nurturing, for your nourishment, for all your people, how you hold us so sweetly and so tenderly, and teach us your divine feminine ways, you who are just the keeper of the wisdom. We thank you from all your people, stone people, plant people, four-legged, two-legged, the creepy crawlies, the finned, the furred, the winged, all our relations. Aho.
Aho. Antitaita, Father Sky. Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon. Sashka Kuna, Star Nations. Celestial, luminous beings of light and power. Great Spirit, come, Humpway, come into our medicine space. Come into our field of energy today, teaching us how to walk, how to see, how to divide the darkness and the shadow from the light, giving us that discernment that we can truly enter into the sacred. We thank you for all of your gifts, your guidance, and your essence. Oh.
So opening our Viracocha, if you've been with us on previous classes, we've kind of shared what this is. This is opening your own personal sacred space. Inhale. You can join us if you like. Arms overhead, piercing that luminous ball of light. Bring that all around you. Even anchor it under your feet, connecting with Pachamama. We open it again over what was called our Ayu, our village. All of you that are here joining us today, we envelop you in sacred space as well.
So as usual, we're just going to do a little drumming, a little meditation. If you're listening in your car, don't close your eyes. But otherwise, I invite you to close your eyes and take a few minutes for yourself. Take some deep breaths and inhale that beautiful luminous energy field that we opened up over your head. Inhale it into your energy field. Feel it, sense it, experience that light. That light is sacredness. And then exhale. Exhale with release. Exhaling the day, the tasks, the things that you do not need to focus on right now. Focus on your own sacredness, your own personal space. So just doing a breathing exercise with me. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And exhale, release. And hold that space. And inhale the light. And hold the light. And exhale. And hold that space. Inhale. Inhale that light into your entire chakra system. Inhale it with your breath. And then hold it. Feel it. And exhale. And hold that space. One more time. Inhale the light. Hold it. Hold that light in your energy field. And then exhale until your lungs are clear, and exhale all the breath out of them until you feel really comfortable, and then settle into that. With your eyes closed, if possible, I want you to see yourself sitting on a beach, a private beach that is all your own. No one is there but you, as you are sitting cross-legged on the sand, or however you're comfortable sitting on the sand. But notice the energy coming up, the grounding energy coming up from the sand, up from Pachamama, feeling it grounding you in your body, giving you that sense of peace, of oneness. Look out towards the ocean, Mama Kocha. Focus on her waves coming in one at a time. Maybe match your breathing with the waves. Inhaling as she recedes, exhaling as she comes in. Totally focusing, totally being one in that space with the ocean and with the sand, or with Pachamama and with Mama Kocha. Feeling the sun on your skin, and it's a perfect warmth. Seagulls flying above, caves on either side, like a little inlet as the waves lap into shore. Just be there. That's all you have to do, is just be there. Opening within your heart, opening your sacredness as you are one with the ocean and one with the earth. Allowing it to change any focus that you may have, just allowing it to show you the oneness of all that is. Being one with yourself, the ocean, and the sand. Breathe in a few more times, inhaling that delicious luxury of being there. But realizing you can go back here anytime you need to. A few more breaths, taking it in, taking in that wonderful energy, that wonderful sacred energy of the ocean into your being, and that wonderful sacred energy of the earth into your being. And now returning into the room, taking that sense of peace and oneness with you. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Julia. That always feels so good. Just wonderful to come inward like that and to just be in your own energy, which to me is, that's part of being in sacred space, right? So I think what so many of us forget, first of all, is that, you are the sacred, right? We're not separate. We are the sacred. So really, for me, it's about coming home to ourselves and just really feeling our, like when Julia did that beautiful drumming and just brought us right in, it's we are the sacred and we are the earth and we are the ocean and we are all of that. And so when you can just really begin to feel yourself as all of that, you are awakening the sacred within you. You are connecting to the sacred within you. It's not separate from. And that we are always seeking, and on a spiritual journey, for myself for years is to, connect with spirit. But, we forget that's actually who we are. So it's coming home, all about coming home.
That's a perfect way to put it because we are one. We are the sacred energy of the universe. It is the separateness that has been taught to us that has caused us to think it's a different way, that we are separate. And then as separate beings, we feel okay, or, not we, but other people feel, I guess we too, okay, uh, behaving in certain ways that are not one because we have forgotten that we are not separate, that the interconnectedness of all that is in the universe is within us. And that is true divine feminine shamanism.
Absolutely. Just that, that very deep connection to all that is, right? And realizing we are not separate, that really sums it up beautifully. And you to be able to actually get to that point where you feel like you are connected to the oneness. And it takes, nurturing. It takes, releasing old beliefs and old ways of being that kept us in that sense of separation, so that we can start to sense more and more that, we are part of all creation, and being able to stabilize our energy by certain, practices that help us to, really stay in our own energy. Is really about being in our own energy as well, because, we are that energy of the sacred. So the more and more you stay on your own energy, calling your energy back. And we've done some of those practices here of just bringing your energy back from other people, from technology, and being able to sustain our own energy is really helps us to feel that we are the sacred, that we are um, pure love. And so there's, practices, and I'd love to hear, what are some of the practices that help you feel like you are connected to self? Um, Julia and I, we have our own practices. Like, I'm on the yoga mat every morning, meditation, walking in nature, in the summertime, being out on the lake and feeling that oneness. Um, with our beautiful lake that we live on. How about you, Julia? What are some of the things that you practice that help you stay, you know, centered in your own sacredness?
Well, I was thinking as I was doing the drumming, that's like a ceremony in a sense to bring us
Mm-hmm.
back to the core of who we really are, to our sacredness. So that's one thing I do. I do drumming. Um, being, when we open the directions, if we do it, like I said earlier, as a prayer, it really opens up that sacred space all around you, as does opening the Viracocha, that luminous energy field above our head. Meditation is very big for me. I've been doing it for, oh, I don't know, decades. More seriously, probably the last 20 years, but before that, I had a practice. And that opens up because I started off when I first started meditating, just somebody said, don't try do a mantra, don't try do anything specific, just sit quietly and breathe. And that was like revolutionary for me because then you start hearing your inner voice when you're quiet and you breathe. And then that inner sacred self can guide you along the way
Mhm.
in life. And so that's how I started many, many years ago. And now I work with the archetypes, I work with power animals in meditation. I work with the Sophia tribe, for example. I work with
Mhm.
ascended masters. And all of that helps me be in sacred space because
Mhm.
I'm in that space and they are sacred. So I'm entering into that space and I can take that with me throughout the day. I can use that in everything I do. And, even having a healing practice and working on other people and being that channel through which
Mhm.
I'm going to call it the divine feminine shamanism flows through me. That helps me enter sacred space. That makes me understand and realize the power of this medicine that we're in. And it's so sacred. Even teaching does the same thing. I feel that as I enter into that sacred part of my life teaching, that it comes down through me. That is my highest desire. I don't want to teach from my head. I want to teach from that sacred spirit within me.
I totally relate to what you're saying, Julia. You know, I feel very much the same way. And you mentioned ceremony too, like ceremony and ritual help us to connect with the sacred within. And, we've shared fire ceremony here, and that's one of my favorite ceremonies that we do. And things like creating a despacho, that to me is like a prayer, those sacred offerings that we learn to do. And the sand paintings, it's like a meditation, or so like a mandala. And so there are some ceremonial and ritual type practices that we can also learn to do that help you to feel like you're really part of that, co-creating the sacred,
Absolutely.
by your practices, right? By the way that you live your life. Because we are always co-creating, with the sacred. We are not separate from. It's kind of, we're in this gig together, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. We are one. We are not separate. We are one.
Yeah.
And Awakening the Sacred, that's the name of our first class, Awaken the Sacred. And that's one
Mhm.
of the reasons we wanted to kind of share what that meant to us today, because tomorrow, January 17th at what, 4:30 Pacific time, we are beginning our first class of a 12-week series called Awaken the Sacred. It's the first class of 3 classes. The second class is called Embrace the Sacred. The third class is called Embody the Sacred. But going back to Awaken the Sacred, so we want to say that there's still time. We have quite a few people from different places in the world joining us, and we're very inspired to be part of this journey with you. But there's still time to sign up. You could contact either Cindy or myself, and we could do a free consultation with you and go over everything about the class with you and see if it's a good fit for you. If you're feeling that calling, the divine feminine does not push, it
Mhm.
yields. And so in a sense, we're yielding. We're saying, if you're feeling that call, come, but we're not pushing it. Like
Mhm.
that's sort of a masculine, undivine masculine way of being is pushing it. So we're just sort of yielding the space and inviting you if that's what you feel is your call.
Mhm. I'm really, like you, very inspired and very excited to be on this sacred journey, with the souls that are just coming into our IU, our family here. And so we're super excited to share this medicine. It's from that divine feminine perspective. So
Mm.
it's, yeah, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
So that's what
So,
we need. That's what we need more of in the world. But go ahead, Cindy.
yeah, oh, absolutely. This is part of, contributing to that raising of the consciousness
Right.
for our planet, right? The more and more, you know, whatever you do that helps you connect to your sacred within, and you can stay grounded and stabilized in that energy, we're contributing to the evolution of humanity and the healing of our earth. And this is what's so near and dear to our hearts. We to be those responsible stewards for our beloved earth, and to nurture, this is what one of my favorite feminine qualities is nurturing
Mm.
um each other, right?
Oh,
It's not about competition. It's about holding hands and supporting each other and holding each other up and cheering each other on, and sharing from our hearts, like that, those deep, heartfelt, soulful connections. It's what we need. We've been living separate, for quite a few years we had this forced separation, and people are so ready to come back, but in ways that are just so much more inspired and soulful, and we're seeking those deeper connection to our sacred within, right? And even though it's something that's very personal, it's so much easier to do it in a community. It's so much easier to do it when you have
absolutely.
support. You have someone to guide you, to hold your hand, and Julie and I have done that for each other, since we met. I don't know, it must be about 3 years ago, getting close to 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years ago in our training, and to just, be there for each other and support each other, and talk and practice, and just be those sacred soul sisters. I
Absolutely. And
need
the
more.
class environment allows you to be in it's a Zoom atmosphere, but we absolutely, and there's a group on Facebook for the students too. We absolutely encourage getting together on the side and practicing and getting to know each other and creating those bonds, because like Cindy said, it's so much easier when we have that IU around us than trying to do it ourselves.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So reach out if that's stirring your heart. Reach out to one of us. You could even leave a comment in the YouTube channel space. I'll check that later.
Thank you for mentioning YouTube, because hopefully this is streaming onto YouTube right now. And, if you want to be notified of when we're going to be on, um, just hit subscribe, and then you'll be notified and we'd love for you to subscribe. We'd love for you to share if you feel inspired to do so, and invite people into our Facebook group. And maybe Julia, if we could put the link for that. um, I know you can't do it right now, but
I could do it
afterward.
after.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just been an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. And, if you have a way of connecting with the sacred within that you want to pop in the comments and just share, because we inspire each other that way. Or if you have a question, we're happy to, give some feedback, or if you have some questions. So,
And know
uh,
that you can contact either Cindy or I through Messenger. But if you want to, also through emailing Julia at the Divine Feminine Shaman.com. So,
thank you, Julia.
yeah. So,
We're ready to close sacred space.
I think we are.
All right. To the south. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, thank you, beloved serpent, for being here with us, for wrapping your coils of light and love around us, and for helping us to connect within that divine feminine sacred within. We thank you for being such a beautiful teacher and for supporting us in your divine feminine ways. And we release you. Aho.
Aho. To the winds of the west, Ortsarango, mother, sister, brother, jaguars, thank you for being with us in this space, in our field, giving us that courage, sharing with us the tools of the luminous warrior that we can keep our sacred space within ourselves. We honor you and we release you today. Aho.
To the north. To the winds of the north. Ancestors, ancient ones, grandmothers and grandfathers, generations to come. Thank you for being with us in our sacred medicine space today, for sharing your ways, your wisdom, and your knowledge. We honor you and we release you. Siwa Kente, royal hummingbird, sweet bird. Thank you for guiding us so beautifully on our journey with showing us, the ways of sweetness and stillness, and imbuing us with your strength and your endurance. And we thank you for those beautiful gifts and we release you. Ah.
Aho. To the winds of the east, great eagle and condor, thank you so much for opening our sight and our hearts to hear and to see the higher perspective in our lives today. We thank you for being with us as we go our separate ways, and we release you. Oh.
Pachamama. Beloved Mother Earth, Pachamama, you who hold all of her people so tenderly, so sweetly, so lovingly. You ground us, you nurture, you nourish us. And we thank you. And may we learn to be just beautiful stewards, devoted stewards to you in the way that you are so devoted to us. We thank you and we release you. Aho.
Oh. Entitaita, Mamakia, Sashka Kuna, celestial luminous beings of light and power, great spirit, thank you so much for coming into our lives today, into this sacred medicine space, and showing us and giving us that discerning and understanding wisdom and knowledge. We thank you that we can take that with us, so that we can maintain those sacred spaces within us, and we release you now.
Join us in closing Viracocha if you like. Just reaching down, just grabbing the edges of your luminous energy field, and we will close over the Ayu. And your own individual Viracocha, your own individual sacred space. Oh, lovely to be with you again this week. And we look forward to sharing sacred space with you again next week, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific in our Facebook group or on YouTube. So many blessings, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.